and welcome to Pokemon Puffy Pink Nuzlocke Episode 3. Yay! Okay. I think everything's high enough level. This should be a little bit more exciting than the previous two episodes just because we're finished with the early game stuff. Should be 2 potions. Haven't bought anything yet. That should be okay. 2 potions should be enough for this fight. Kind of feels like famous last words for Nuzlocke, but I don't think anything's been shaken up too much here. But we'll find out. This is the first major encounter, I guess, besides that's not like a Viridian Forest trainer, so okay, yeah. Pidgey area counterpart. And it's still level 8, so yeah, it doesn't look like levels or anything have been altered too much. Or at all so far. We'll find out if anything's been changed further down the line, but things seem okay for now. Sora isn't really strong enough to do a whole lot of damage with tackle, so I'm just gonna string shot a bunch to make sure it's at least going second. Then I don't think it should have Gust yet, so Finn should be okay to come out. Then we should Leech Seed, and that should keep his health up high enough. Even if Bronto Burt gets off a critical hit, this should be keeping his HP pretty full, or yeah, if not full all the way. There we go. Pound. I love the absorb sound effect and sparkles from these games, from the Gen 3 games. I just really like it. And again, I really liked absorb in Gen 1 as well, but I don't really remember it from Gen 2. But in Gen 1, I liked the way it was like a little bubble that formed from your opponent and then flew back to you, and it was just cute. Okay, I'm going in with the presumption that he doesn't have Ember yet, since I don't have a grass attacking move yet. I'm going to think he's got Smokescreen or something. So, even if Finn doesn't stay in the whole battle, he should, getting off that Leech Seed should be fine. He keeps using Scratch, so I'm going to assume that, yeah, he doesn't have Ember yet. Been thinking about it, still trying to figure out what he turns into. I'm not really sure where Finn's gonna end off either, just that he's gonna be somewhere in the Wispy line. Or maybe it'll do like some kind of surprise thing at the end and turn into the rock wall tower wispy equivalent that was in Amazing Mirror. Amazing Mirror was actually my first Kirby game, so that was a whole thing. That was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with that. Although it did leave me a little bit disappointed when I played subsequent Kirby games and they weren't all in this big connected world like Amazing Mirror was. I mean, it could have been implemented better, but at the same time, it was a lot of fun. Just looking for all the mirrors and stuff to go through, looking for all the items like that. I think that was also my first technical Metroidvania. Because yeah, you had to hunt down map pieces and buttons and things to get to unlock different parts of different areas and get them properly connected. So yeah, I guess it was my first of that too. That's pretty cool. I think my second one was Squeak Squad, which I remember being pretty easy even by Kirby standards, but it had a ton of collectibles to go after, and you could level up your moves and stuff, and all that was really cool. Ooh, and it had the ghost ability. That was fun because it would let you possess enemies, which was definitively worse than just absorbing the enemy yourself and getting the power, but it was just a lot of fun. It was a neat gimmick being able to do that, because you could even control things like Bronto-Burt that don't really give you an ability normally, so. And they'd keep their standard movesets, so Bronto-Burt would have his like little air charge, and then the Diggy guys would have the Awoofies. Yeah, I think they were still Awoofies. They'd have their little jump and grab and claw attack. Oh, and the environmental stuff. I remember that being fun in Amazing Mirror, because you had like ground you could dig through and grass you'd cut down to discover secrets behind it. I do remember one thing I found a little bit disappointing. There were a handful of abilities that would combine with, actually it might have just been two. Okay, Tornado and Wheel, I think, could pick up different attributes. They could pick up fire or ice attributes depending on what kind of area you were moving over. And that was cool. And then you could combine, I believe, sword and bomb abilities with like the elements like ice and electric and fire to get new versions of those abilities. Like you'd get an electric sword that would have both the properties of the sword ability or the electric ability. But I don't really remember it being utilized beyond those, which I think is a little bit disappointing. It wasn't up to the level of, say, Kirby 64, where you were combining different abilities left and right. Probably going to go off on more Kirby tangents, if not in this episode, in future episodes. Hopefully things don't go badly in here, but got lots of potions and antidotes and stuff, so we should be good to go. And I am not even going to risk putting up with disrespect from these capillars. I'm just going to send out Bob and cozily gust my way through. If anybody else is getting any experience, it's coming from something that is not at risk of poison. I love this little sprite in there too. It's just so cute. Everything about him is so cute. But see, the problem is, he's not round and he doesn't have any nubs. So unfortunately, while he's adorable, he doesn't fall into that perfect round, perfect number of nubs category. And that's okay. Tackle. I really like the bright colors on this thing. The red and yellow look really nice next to each other. And heal you up. Oh yeah, this is also where it introduced that feature, wasn't it? Where when you use items on your Pokemon, it'll bring up a little picture of them and they'll start coming closer to you as you raise your friendship with them. I like that. Caterpillar. Gust. Okay. Just like to avoid poison as much as possible. Especially since these are the This was before a Pokemon would shake off poison in the field at the last minute, at the last HP, because sometimes I forget my Pokemon was poisoned. Sometimes I start running back to the Pokemon Center after a battle, and sometimes my Pokemon faints then. Because I forget, because I'm dumb. And if that happens, well, and it's a Nuzlocke, that's not good. That's not good at all. There's another spiky thing. I don't know if this is gonna turn into that guy. He's got like one spike on his head. And 2 little feet. Cute little feet. Or little nubs. See, if he was a grass type Pokemon, he would fall into that perfect grass Pokemon category. But I think it's another bug, which is also good. This is Snugbugs Gaming after all, but just not quite what we're looking for. Okay, Sora's evolving. Let's see what it turns into. Okay, so it did go spider. Wonder if this will evolve again, or if this is where things stop. It's gonna get a new move. Berry Cutter, that's nice. It's a pretty nice move to get early on. Antidote, also nice. Now let's check right quick. Okay, and it got a nice attack boost and intimidate. Okay, this is a nice combo right here. If it's like the other bugs, it may not make it till late game. He may end up getting deposited before then for his own safety, but right now this is looking pretty good. Go ahead and take this one out with Bob. Then by the time we're done with the forest, Bob should be at about the level where Wispy will probably be. Assuming Brock's gem is still a rock type, because Wispy Jr. Finn is gonna end up doing all the heavy lifting there. Because he is not weak to rock. Actually, both of these guys are weak to rock. Okay, yeah, it's going to be Wispy, and if anything bad happens to him, this is not going to be great because everyone else is kind of weak to rock. Berry Cutter. It's good. Whee! One more curve. Cappy. Mushroom Pokemon are always dangerous because typically they come with some kind of ability like Effect Spore, so touching them directly using contact moves is not really a great idea because you're going to end up with some kind of annoying status effect, which you've either got to heal or deal with. Getting close to the end of the forest. Might be enough time to take on Brock, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, evolved Pokemon, nice. Should give a nice little experience bonus. Gust. gust again. Actually, I got a better idea. You know, I might should have held off on this idea till the next Pokemon. I'm not sure. But anyway, since this thing is close to going down, go ahead and get started with Fury Cutter. So by the time it gets to the last Pokemon, it should hopefully be strong enough to take it out really fast. But this worked best because he sent out a pupa. And not a second spider fellow next. Because if it got repeatedly intimidated, that would have put a damper on even Fury Cutter, probably. It's just got one more, so one intimidate, so that's not too bad. Fury Cutter should still be okay. Speed fella. There we go. It's doing pretty okay. I'm almost through the forest. And there's 2 more items to grab, so that'll be helpful for the gym. Super effective. Grab this item. Go up here. Discovering this in the original games made me feel really smart because there was a hidden potion in front of them, and you know, I don't know if it was an official guide or not that I had, but it wasn't listed in there was the point, and I felt really smart for finding it. On that note, I kind of miss when it was the Wild West of like guides coming out at the time. I miss guidebooks in general. Well, with the rise of the internet, they've kind of become less common, but it was just always nice having that physical picture there to look at and an explanation of everything going on in this area in 1 or 2 pages. For that guide in particular, for red and blue and yellow, I loved the Pokemon trainer, the competitive team suggestions it had in the back of the book. Most of them were serious, but one of them was like a joke team consisting of like a Chansey, a Metapod, a Magikarp, an Abra with nothing but teleport, a Kakuna, and something else I can't really remember, but something equally as useless. And then the advice for winning with that team, it gave some funny advice for using each one of those Pokemon, and then the last one, it was one of the 2 Cocoon Pokemon. It was that while your opponent is doubled over in laughter, you just reach over and you pop out the batteries on their Game Boy, and then you make sure to look really disappointed afterwards that something gone wrong and you weren't able to finish your battle. Not actually a good idea in practice, but... Okay, well, that's nice. I won't actually be using these. I'll be depositing these if I remember to do that, but... Winning Trainer's snug. I don't feel bad if I find them just lying around in the wild like usual, but getting 50 at once... going to be saving those for post-game if I want to level anything up and see what it turns into. This is still a rock-type gym, so Finn shouldn't have any trouble at all. As long as Brock doesn't play any wild cards, but this isn't really that type of game so far, it seems, so. And sometimes it's fun to just have a relatively relaxed experience. Block him. I love its angry face. It's not as good as Shroomish, of course, once again, round. 2 nubs. But that angry face, still really good. Pretty close to being on par. Mm, 6 points left. Use a potion and heal him up. It's a tough choice, but it should be okay. I've still got a leech seed to fall back on, if nothing else. Okay, that's not too bad a start. Leech seed. Then Vine Whip. Fence Rose, Vine Whip. Yeah, this should be fine. Pound. Just slowly wear him down from here. If this doesn't do it, the next leech seed should. Then we should be in a good setup for his last Pokemon. Level 12. Wait, what? What? Oh, okay. I forgot what game we were playing for just a second. When I read Golem, I got worried. But it's just a Kirby Golem. I remember these guys from Moonlight Mansion or Moonlight Manor, I think, whatever it was called, and The Amazing Mirror. But I think they were brownish there instead of grayish. It's got bind. It's interesting, I guess, because it's like picking you up and grabbing you. Yeah, that is what they did in the game, wasn't it? They had a grab and throw attack. Bind Whip. And there we go. Okay. Okay, that was scary there for a second with the Golem mix-up, but things are okay now. And we should be in a good place for the next episode. Getting close to the end here. Probably do a little bit more. Probably grab the running shoes right quick. This is still gonna be Rock Tomb. I'm lucky that he didn't actually use it if his Pokemon were taught it at all. But we should be in a good place to start leveling up Sora some more in the next episode when we start heading towards Mount Moon. See if there's anything rare in there. I don't know if I want to see what appears there automatically or if I want to repel until the deeper levels of the cave and see if I can get lucky, see if there's some kind of rare Clefairy equivalent down there. That would be pretty cool. Heal everyone up. I like that it's frosty over there in the corner. I don't think that's one of the fame checker things, but grab it just in case. Not him. I think it's a different trainer here. He's got something to say about Brock. Maybe it was someone in Mount Moon? I can't remember. But I'm not just gonna go looking around for absolutely everything right now. Okay. Nice letter from Mom. Really wish we could have gotten these sooner, but sometime is better than never. Buy a couple more things. Just get all prepped so I don't have to do any of this next time. Three repels. Don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but be prepared either way. Another potion. Go ahead and deposit these rare candies before I forget and I get tempted or something. Go away. Okay, I guess we'll call it an episode here pretty much. Well, thank you for watching everyone. See you next time. Bye.